Alrighty. Okay, so start in a whatever seated position is comfortable for you. Hopefully you can see me okay. This is going to be different next week when I'm back in my apartment, but at the moment it's just for the rest of this week in this place in Dubai. So just allow your eyes to close down for a moment. Find yourself in whatever comfortable position you can. Let your spine grow a little bit taller, reach the crown of your head up. And then roll your shoulders up towards your ears, back, and then down, squeezing them back towards each other a little bit, not too much, just so that you're a little bit more open in the front body, a little bit more upright in your spine. And just taking these first few moments just to check in. So notice if you've got any sort of tightness or areas that are feeling a little bit stiff this morning. Just noticing, not trying to do anything about them right now. Checking in. And then notice how your breath is. And see if you can breathe in and out through the nostrils throughout the practice. Obviously, if you're blocked up in any way, then just breathe in and out through the mouth. So creating rituals is quite important at times of uncertainty, a little bit of unsettledness again. Helping to keep us a little bit more grounded, focused, have a little bit more purpose in our lives maybe. And if you like, you can set an intention for the day ahead. This is a really good way of, this is a really good ritual to have every morning when you wake up. What do you want to achieve today? What do you want to feel like by the time you return to that place of rest, your bed at night? If nothing really springs out at you, don't worry about it. Just come back to being here and being present, practicing yoga on your mat. Just finding that sense of being present. And then we're going to breathe together before we start to move. So start by emptying the breath out now, wherever you are, empty everything out. And then let's breathe in for 1, 2, 3. And then exhale for 3, 2, 1. And then inhale for 1, 2, 3. And exhale for 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3. Breathing out for 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3. And exhale for 3, 2, 1. We'll just continue with this inhale and exhale just for about just under a minute now on your own, just breathing in and out, following that pathway of the breath in through the nostrils, filling your lungs all the way to the bottom, and then exhaling, following the pathway of your breath, emptying out any stale air, anything that doesn't serve you today. Every time you breathe in, remembering that intention that you're going to set for yourself today, or otherwise just being present with your breath. You can start to take that gentle ujjayi breath if you like now. Just constricting the base of your throat in case you've forgotten what that is. Just making that gentle audible sort of sound like the ocean waves. Of course, that's only optional, you don't have to do it. But just bringing your attention to your breath again and again. 2 more breaths here, breathing in fully. Exhaling, letting go, letting go. 1 more breath, breathing in. And exhaling, letting go. Lovely, staying with this consciousness of breath. And then just coming forwards into a tabletop, opening your eyes. Hello everybody, welcome. Finding yourself in this tabletop position, stacking your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Make sure your fingers are spread nice and wide, and just take some circles around those wrists before you start. Going one way, breathing in as you come forwards, all the way around, breathing out as you move back. You might want to circle your hips as well, that might feel good this morning. Just ironing out any sort of little nooks and crannies and creases, how you've slept maybe you've just woken up. And then change direction, just feeling into the wrists. Go even more forwards if you can, onto the tips of the fingers, all the way over to the left and the right. Find a little bit more of movement into those wrists. Good. And then come back to center. Lovely, and then just turn your right fingertips to face, if you can, towards your knees. If that's not possible, that you can face your right fingertips towards your knees, just turn them a little bit towards the side, towards the right side maybe. And keep your left fingertips facing forward. So let's just take 3 cat and cows like this. So as you breathe in, bring the tailbone up, let the belly sink down, shoulder blades draw towards each other at the back. Really get nice lot of spaciousness in the front body. Breathe out, round the back, start to tuck the tailbone underneath you and look between the knees. Good, take 2 more, inhaling, coming up to this lovely cow position, really getting a bit of space in the front body. Exhale, round and round, push the ground away, feel the space in the back body. 1 more time, breathing in, tailbone comes up, belly sinks down, maybe look up if your neck feels okay. And breathing out, rounding, pushing the ground away, looking between the knees. Lovely, come back to center. And just shake that right hand off, put the right hand down and just turn the left fingertips to face either your left knee or slightly out to the side. And we'll do exactly the same, just 3 cat and cows, movement and breath together. Inhaling to your cow position. And then exhaling, rounding, pushing the ground away, finding space. 2 more times. Breathing in as you come up into that cow. And breathing out as you round. Remembering that Ujjayi breath if you're taking it, that constriction at the base of your throat. Breathe in 1 more time. And breathing out. Exhale, round the back. Look between the knees. Lovely. Come back to center and shake off that left hand. See how your wrists feel. From here, you're going to tuck your toes. Actually, you're not going to tuck your toes. Let your toes go relaxed. Sorry about that. And just step your right foot to the outside of that right hand. Bring your right hand onto the thigh and come up to this low lunge. Good. So starting from this place, keep that right hand on your knee. Reach the left arm up and over. And take that little side body stretch. So stretching in the left, into the left side body, over towards the right. Keep that hand on the knee for stability. Good. Or if you want, and you've got your block by your right side, you can always bring your hand down towards that right side. So more like this. You choose. Just lift up a little bit higher and breathe into the left side body. Lovely. And then exhale, come back to center. Bring both hands down towards the floor. Remember, bring the ground up to you if you have your blocks. It's always a good idea. I haven't got my blocks with me, but next week I will. And then inhale, come back and flex the front toes upwards towards your face, straightening the right leg. Exhale, come forwards. Let's just move through this a few times. Just floss through the hips, get movement and breath. Inhaling as you come back. Exhale to lean forwards. Lovely. Breathe in, come back. This time hold it. And just think about bringing that left out hip backwards a little bit in space without moving the right out hip back a bit. without moving the foot and the left hand hip forwards. It's like we're squeezing the inner thighs towards each other, getting a little bit of engagement in your pelvic floor. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. And then bend into that right knee. Bring your left hand onto a block or the mat and just reach the right arm up. Find a little bit of a stretch, a tiny bit of a twist, nothing too much at this stage. Yeah, maybe look up to the fingers. If your neck doesn't feel good looking up, just look down, it's fine. Good. One more breath, breathe in. And then breathe out. Lovely, release that right hand down. And again, come back up into that high lunge. And this time in your high lunge, see if you can lengthen the tailbone down a little bit so you can feel this little bit of engagement and stretch in the hip flexor on the left. And reach both arms up. And then bring your right elbow down and your left elbow goes on top of it for eagle arms. We've done this lots of times. See how this feels in the back of your shoulders to lift your elbows up, move your hands forwards. Keep lengthening that tailbone down, so it's almost like you're tucking the tailbone under, but not quite. You're lengthening it down, really. Keep pressing into the big toe mound of the right foot to keep your balance. Lift the elbows up higher, move the hands forwards a little bit. Breathe in. Well done. And breathe out, stay. Good, and then release the hands. Bring both hands down onto the mat. And just simply step that right foot back so that the knees are in tabletop again. Just take one cat and cow and we'll do the other side. Breathe in, tailbone comes up, look up. And breathe out, never forgetting the breath, that's at the heart of our yoga. Look between the knees. Lovely. Come back to center. And then take the other side. So just step that left foot to the outside of the left hand. Left hand comes onto the thigh and come all the way up into that low lunge. And then reach that right arm, sorry I'm not mirroring you. Right arm comes up and over and take that side body stretch. Good. Don't worry if your right hip sticks out a little bit, just feel a nice length up, even higher. A little bit of a stretch all the way through the muscles in between the ribs, creating space for your breath. Again, if you want to, you can reach that left hand down. Take another breath in. And breathe out. Gorgeous. Then come back to center. Well done. And bring both hands down either side of that front foot or again onto blocks. Flossing through that left hip, inhaling. Straighten the left foot, the left toes up to the ceiling, the left leg straightens, up, turn round. And then exhale, come forwards. Lovely. Inhale, come back. Try and look forwards rather than down so you don't round your back. That's it, Bev. Exhale, come forwards. Good. Next time, inhale, come back. Stay back. Keep those toes pointing up to the ceiling. Good. And then this time, imagine you're pulling your left out hip back and your right out hip forwards, but they're not moving. Squeezing through the inner thighs, engaging through the pelvic floor. Keep looking towards and beyond the toes so that you're staying open rather than rounding like this. Good. And then exhale, bend into that left knee. Bring the right hand down, just sort of level with your foot or maybe just in front of it. Reach the left arm up. Just a little bit of a twist. Don't forget, bring the ground up to you. So if it's difficult for you to twist, it's always nice to have a block underneath that bottom arm, the right hand. Good. Inhaling here. And exhale. Lovely. Then bring both hands down. Come back up into that high lunge again, that low lunge. Lengthen the tailbone down. So you've got that engagement through the right hip flexor and reach the arms up. Hug the low ribs in towards each other so that you feel that engagement in the core as well. And then the left arm comes down, the right elbow on top of it. Twist the arms around each other, lift the elbows up, move the hands forwards. Lovely. Good, keep breathing. See what it feels like to lift the elbows up a little bit more. See what it feels like to move the hands a little bit more forward, squeezing the forearms against each other. You okay, Kim? You're having technical problems. Well done. Inhaling here. And exhale. Lovely. Release both hands, either side of that front foot, and just step back with that knee into tabletop. How are you doing? Take one more cat and cow. So inhale, tailbone comes up, draw the heart through, spaciousness there, and exhale, press the ground away, round through the upper back, middle back, low back, look between the knees. Lovely, come all the way back to centre. Finding yourself in that tabletop, now tuck the toes under. Make sure your hands are just under your shoulders, fingers nice and wide. And we're going to come up to your first down dog this morning. So start to lift the hips up. Keep the knees bent until the very last moment so that you know your back's straight and you're not rounding like this. If you feel your back rounding, bend your knees a little bit more. And if you feel ready, straighten your knees and maybe pedal the feet out left and right. Walk your dog a little bit, a few times. Just see how that feels this morning in your hands. Good. How your legs feel. Just notice, scanning through your body as we're taking these quite slow movements today, just to really get awareness in our bodies, in our breath. Get this sense of a little bit of a ritual in a minute when we're going through, especially when we're going through like a few sun salutations. Breathing in, staying still if you can, breathing out. See if you can press a bit more into the hands as well as the feet, so that not all the weight is going into either one or the other. And see if you can lift up the hips a little bit more. Engage through the core, hug the low belly inwards and upwards a little bit. That's lovely, everyone. Good job. One more breath, inhaling. And then exhale, look towards your hands and just walk your feet 1, 2 or 3 steps, however many it takes, until they're just behind your hands. And heel toe your feet as wide as your hips and just let your head hang and hold on to your opposite elbows. Just let yourself sway left and right. Get a really nice sort of sense of heaviness in the upper body, length in the back of the legs. Good job. Breathing in. So bending your knees if you need to, remember. Breathing out. Lovely. Release the elbows if you've got hold of them. And then bring your hands, sliding them all the way up towards your knees. Maybe they're on your shins, perhaps they're on your knees. Come up to halfway lift so that you're finding that length in the spine, squeezing the backs of the shoulders towards each other like a little bit of a mini locust. And then fold forwards and breathe out. Just do that one more time. Breathing in, halfway lift, lengthen and strengthen your back body. And breathing out. Yeah, bring the hands behind you if you like. That's always a good option. Next breath in. Press down through the feet and start to roll up. One vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up to standing. Shoulders roll back and down. You arrive at your standing position, your mountain pose Tadasana. And have your hands facing forwards. Lovely. Grounding through your feet. Adjust your feet so that they're a comfortable width. They can be touching or they can be hip width apart. Lengthen the tailbone down. Reach the crown of the head up. Connect with that breath again. Breathing in. And breathing out. Lovely. We're going to start to move through a few sun salutations. Welcome the morning. Hopefully you've got a little bit of sunshine there. If not, don't worry, it is there somewhere. It's raining here right now, so we're all the same. Ready? Inhale, reach the arms up. Just a half sun salutations to start. And then exhale, bring the arms all the way out to the sides. Feel into the spaciousness of the shoulders. Fold forwards into Uttanasana. Next inhale, come up that halfway lift again. So hands towards the shins or behind you, and exhale, fold. So connecting breath and movement, ground through the feet, come all the way up to standing, breathing in, all the way up. Look up if you like, palms touch, and exhale, hands to your heart. We'll just do one more of those. Breathing in, reaching the arms up, so just getting breath and movement together. And breathing out, the arms come out to the side, forward fold, uttanasana. Bend the knees if you need to every time. Inhale, halfway lift, so lengthen and strengthen the back body. And exhale, fold. Lovely blend. Ground through the feet, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Look up and stretch up. And exhale, hands come to your heart. Good, moving on to a traditional salutation. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold forwards. Lovely, next inhale again, halfway lift. And then exhale, just bring the hands down, step the right foot back, and you're in this sort of lunge. Breathe in here. And then exhale, hands both down, step back to downward facing dog. Lovely, so just slight difference from before what we've done. Inhale, come forwards to a plank. And breathe out, bring your knees down and lower your upper body down. Remember, hug the elbows into the sides. Don't put any strain on your shoulders. Next breath in, come into that back bend. So nice and slow and smooth for this first one. So you don't have to come up too high in the cobra, don't forget. Exhale, lower down, tuck the toes, and press back, maybe through an active child's pose, towards a downward facing dog. So just taking it gently for these first couple. 2 breaths here, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Next breath in, look forwards and just step that right foot between your hands. So if you need to help it with your right hand, or if you need to come down onto the knees first, then step it through, come through, find that lunge with the left knee up. Yeah, that's it. And then exhale, step that back foot forwards, forward fold. Yes. Inhale, halfway lift. Arms back like that if you choose. Exhale, fold. Lovely. Ground through the feet, reach the arms all the way up. Look up and stretch up. And exhale, hands to your heart. We'll start with the other leg first this time. 1 breath per move if we can. Inhale, reaching the arms up to the sky. Exhale, the arms come all the way down. Fold forwards into uttanasana, look between the knees. Breathe in, the heart lifts halfway. And breathe out, hands come down, step the left foot back into that high lunge. Remember, blocks are really good here to bring the ground up to you. Good, inhale to stay. And exhale, plant the hands firmly, find downward facing dog. How are we doing? Inhale, come forwards to a plank. And then exhale, knees come down, hug the elbows in, lower all the way down. Control, so hug that core in. Inhale, find that cobra, doesn't have to be too high, just reach the shoulder blades towards each other at the back. And then breathe out, lower down, press back, through an active child's pose if you like, all the way to down dog for 2 breaths here. Settling yourself with your breaths, inhaling and exhale. 1 more breath, inhale and exhale. Lovely, look to the top of the mat on the next breath in. And then again, as you breathe out, step that left foot or help it with your left hand forwards. Keep the right knee up. Come into that lunge. Good, inhale. Step that back foot forwards to meet the front and fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. And breathe out, fold. Well done. Press the feet through to the ground. Reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Look up and stretch up. Exhale, hands to your heart. How are you doing? 1 more each side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Hastasana, palms touch. Exhale, arms come out to the side. Bend the knees if you need to, fold forwards. Good job, everyone. Breathe in, halfway lift. Hands on shins or behind. Breathe out, hands come down. Right foot back. Right knee off the ground, low lunge, high lunge. Hands down, inhale, step back to the down dog. Lovely. Good, exhale, come forwards to a plank. Bring your knees down and then lower all the way down. Hug the elbows in, engage through your belly. Breathing in, come into that back bend, cobra. And exhale, lower down, tuck the toes, come back to downward facing dog. Good, 2 breaths here, breathing in. And exhaling, maybe sighing out if you feel like it. One more inhale. And exhale. Lovely, next breath in, look to the top. And step the right foot forwards, coming into that high lunge. Left leg is back. Next inhale, step the back foot to meet the front and fold as you exhale. Lovely, next breath in, halfway lift. And fold. Ground through the feet, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Maybe look up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more side for this. Breathing in, the arms reach all the way up. Should be feeling a little bit more awake, I hope. Exhale, fold forwards. Uttanasana, knees bend. Breathe in, halfway lift. Lengthen and strengthen your back body. Good job. Exhale, hands down, left foot back, finding that lunge. Lovely, hands plant. Inhale, step back to a downward facing dog. Next breath out, come forwards to a plank. Use that whole exhale to bring your knees down and lower all the way down. It's a nice, smooth, steady motion. Breathing in, coming into that back bend. So a cobra for now. Opening up the front body. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back, downward facing dog. 2 breaths again. Lovely everyone, breathing in here. And breathing out. So even doing a few sun salutations in the morning can be your ritual. Inhaling. And exhale. Lovely, breathe in, look to the top of the mat. And exhale, step the left foot forwards, however you do it. Come into that high lunge. Well done, Kim. Inhale, step the back foot to meet the front, fold as you breathe out. Breathe in, halfway lift again. And exhale to fold. Ground through your feet, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Look up and stretch up, palms join. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good, take a moment to breathe, breathing in and breathing out. We're going to take a couple of sun salutation Bs, but we're going to do a high crescent lunge instead of warrior one, just to really open that front body. I find it's a little bit more effective than warrior one, so see how we go. Good, so take a breath in and a breath out. Lovely. Bend into your knees, finding that chair pose. Utkatasana. Good. Just staying here for a breath. Inhaling. Arms stretch out long. And then exhale. Start to straighten the knees. Fold forwards. Uttanasana. Again, halfway lift. Inhaling. Lovely. And exhale. Both hands come down. Step back into a plank straight away. Inhaling your plank, you can always bring your knees down straight away if you need to. And exhale, lower down, knees down and upper body lowers down. Or if you want to go with chaturanga, you can. Breathe in, coming into that cobra. And exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Lovely, straight away lift that right leg up to the sky in a 3-leg down dog. And then breathe out, bend that knee into your chest, step the right foot between your hands. Don't forget, you don't have to do it that way. You can come down onto your knees and step the right foot there. Reach all the way up with your arms into a high crescent lunge. So you should feel really nice and lengthened in the left side. Breathing in, we'll take it a little bit slower this first round. Let you get the hang of it. And exhale, both hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Come through another vinyasa, inhaling through to your plank. I know it's a lot on your wrist this morning. Exhale, knees down or lower down halfway to chaturanga. I'm going to do this option this morning. Breathe in, shoulders come back, open the heart space in a cobra. You might be feeling a little bit more open now. Exhale, lower down, press back to downward facing dog. Good, let's do the other side. Left leg rises, inhale. And then exhale, bend that knee. Step the left foot between your hands, maybe helping your left with your left hand. Reach the arms all the way up, finding balance in your high crescent lunge. Yeah, we're all there. Breathe in, well done. And then breathe out, both hands down, step back to down dog. And we'll just take 2 breaths here. So it's a lot of time on your wrist, I'm well aware of that, you're doing brilliantly. Inhaling here, and exhale. Remember, if you set your intention, just remember it to yourself in this moment of stillness. One more breath out. Lovely. Next inhale, look to the top of the mat and your journey there. So stepping, or maybe you want to take a little hop, your choice. Breathe in, halfway lift. So squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Mini locust if you like. Exhale, fold. And then bend the knees. Find that chair pose again. Reach the arms up. Utkatasana or fierce pose. Remember, drawing up through the pelvic floor muscles. And then exhale, all the way up to standing. Hands come to touch, maybe even a standing back bend as you look up to your palms. Hands come to your heart. Good, we'll do that one more time. Bend the knees, reach the arms up, fingers stretch, hips reach back, squeezing through the inner thighs. Breathe out, start to straighten the knees, bring the arms down, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, lengthen and strengthen. Exhale, hands come down, step straight back to a plank. Good, breathe in your plank, you can always bring the knees down, remember. And exhale, knees down or lower down halfway chaturanga, otherwise come with me. Breathe in, so really taking time to slow down those breaths. One breath and one movement. And breathe out, lower down, find downward facing dog. Lovely. Again, right leg rises. We'll start with the right side again. Exhale, bend that knee, step the right foot between the hands or help it with your hand or come down onto your left knee first. Reach the arms up, doesn't matter. Do it your way, it's your yoga, your practice. Reach the arms up. Good job. Exhale, both hands down, step back to down dog. Breathe in here, come forwards to a plank. And then breathe out, knees come down and lower all the way down. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, come up to that back bend. Lovely, and exhale, lower down, press back, downward facing dog. Left side, reach the left leg up if you like, it's always just an option. Exhale, step that left foot between your hands, you can always bring your right knee down like I've just shown. Bring your arms up, reach them up, lovely. Inhale here. And exhale, both hands down, downward facing dog. Just 2 breaths in down dog again. Breathing in, well done. You should be feeling a little bit warmer now, I hope. And breathing out. One more breath, inhaling. And exhale. Next breath in, look to the top of the mat. And when you breathe out, then you journey down. Good. Breathe in, come to that halfway lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Get that length. Breathe out, hands come down, fold forwards. Sit back into that chair pose again. Utkatasana, fierce pose, reach the arms up. Maybe sit a little bit lower. Maybe draw the thighs towards each other. Just stay here for another breath, inhaling. And exhale, come all the way up to standing. Join the palms if you like, maybe taking a standing back bend. Good job, Rhonda. And then come back to center, hands to your heart. Just take a moment again. You can bring your hands to your sides, you can close down your eyes just to connect with that breath again. So you might notice your heart rate is going a little bit more than it was, maybe not. Maybe your breath, you're finding it a little bit more difficult to get smooth and steady. See if you can bring it back to that breath that you did at the beginning. Good. Just take a couple more breaths here, remembering your intention. Whatever it is, setting that sort of intention for the day, beginning this ritual. Okay, opening your eyes. And we're going to come to some standing poses. So we're not going to flow through it like a vinyasa. I'm simply going to get you to come back into these poses. So start with your hands on your hips. I'm going to try and find an angle where you can see me clearly. And then just step your right foot back. I'll mirror you. Turn the right toes to the side and bend into that left knee. So you're going to come into warrior two. You all know your warrior twos, I know. So reach that left arm forwards, right arm back. And remember, your gaze is towards the front fingertips. So your right hand, the front hand, is in the same direction as your front knee, Gwen, I think. Yeah, I think you're doing it. Yeah, that's it. It's just the angle you're at. And see if you can get those shoulders and hips in one line. So try not to lean too far forwards. If you notice that you're doing that, just bring your body back so that your shoulders and hips are in one line. Good job. Your arms are super strong. And is your back foot pressing down the same amount as your front foot? Good. Breathing in. How's your breath when you're holding this strong position? Breathing out. Lovely. Let's just move up and down with our breath a few times. So turn the palms up to the ceiling. And then inhale, straighten the front knee, reach the palms to touch. And then exhale, palms face down, come down a little bit further, but keep pressing into both feet equally. Inhale, come up. Breath smooth and steady. Exhale, press down. Feel that energy under your palms, just a little bit like an energy ball. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, come down again. Lovely. One more time. Inhale, come up. And exhale, come back down. Keep your legs just as they are. You know this one, peaceful warrior. Your right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. Find a little bit of length as you reach up with those left fingertips. And you reach down with the right fingertips. Maybe you even hover that right hand away from the back leg. See if you can hug those low ribs in towards each other. Lovely, and then come back to center. Let's straighten that front knee. Oh, I need to anyway. And then heel toe the back foot in a little bit. Let's take triangle pose. So I like to have that right hand, my back hand on my hip. So I'm keeping that going backwards as my left hand reaches forwards. And then just bring that left hand wherever it reaches. And turn and open the right shoulder. And maybe you look up and you follow the right hand up towards the ceiling. Maybe you look down if that's how your neck feels more comfortable. Or to the side. Yeah, lovely everybody. Don't ever feel you need to go too low. Try not to lock the knees out and stay with that breath. Lovely. One more breath, breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful triangle poses. Inhale, come all the way back up to center. And then bend into that front knee again. You might want to make the stance longer between your front and back foot again. Come into that side angle, so you have the option to bring your left elbow onto that knee, palm facing up, and the right arm reaching up. And then bring that right hand over your right ear, and then follow it as it takes a big circle. So follow the hand with your gaze, all the way behind. Inhaling as you come up, we'll just do that one more time in this direction. And exhaling as you come down. So just mobilize into that shoulder. Come all the way up and then change direction. So exhale as you come back down. And then inhale up. Just see how this feels in your shoulder. I know some of us have a few shoulder issues, so just listen to what your shoulder's telling you. Come back and then open up and stretch that arm forward. So you've got a diagonal line of energy between the right fingertips and the back of the right foot. How does that feel? How's your breath? Breathing in and breathing out. Well done. Lovely, everyone. Inhale, come back to center. Pause for a moment and then straighten that front knee. Turn the toes so that they're both facing the side of the mat. Hopefully, if your back's to me, just follow my voice. Try not to turn around and look at me. And then roll the shoulders back and down, having your hands on your hips. We're just going to take a nice wide leg forward fold. So look at your toes, make sure your feet are either parallel or your toes are in, so that your toes aren't out. So it's much better for folding forwards if your feet are parallel. Stay long in the sides of your waist, hug the low belly in, and then exhale, fold forward. So it's a wide leg forward fold, Kim. Yeah, so both legs, yeah, that's it, yes. Keep looking forwards as you come down. When you can't look forwards, just relax your neck, look down, and maybe your hands come towards your block or your floor. Maybe you hold on to your outsides of your feet or your calves. Wherever you are, see if you can find a bit of length. Don't worry if your knees need to bend, that's fine too. And just see how it feels to be upside down. A little bit of an inversion. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Next breath in, start to walk your hands forwards, look halfway. And then bring your hands onto your hips as you breathe out. Hug the low belly in, come all the way up to standing. And then turn the left toes to face the front of the mat and simply step that right foot to meet the left. Well done. How are you doing? Let's do a half sun salutation in between sides. Inhale. Just connect with that breath, just in case we've lost it a little bit. Exhale, arms out to the side, fold forwards. Breathe in, halfway lift, squeezing the back body. Exhale, fold. Ground through the feet, reach the arms all the way up to the sky, look up and stretch up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Good job. Let's do the other side, so you can bring your hands to your hips if you like. I'll face the other way. And this time just step your left foot back, turn your left toes to the side, bend into that right knee. So it should be the other leg back first. And then reach your arms long. Yeah. Okay, you're in your warrior two. So sit down into that front knee a little bit. Try and have your shoulders in line with your hips. You're all looking pretty good there. I can see you all quite clearly. So well done. Stay strong with those arms. See if the back arm can lift a little bit higher, Kim, I think. Yeah, that's it. But mind the shoulder. I know you've got shoulder issues, so just go easy. If you need to rest the arm down, do it. And then let's move up and down. So breathing in, palms face up, come all the way up. So imagine you've got this sort of orb of energy underneath your palms. Exhale, the palms face down, you come down. Lovely. Inhale, palms face up. Up you come. Breathe out, move and breathe. Exhale. One more time. Breathing in, coming up. And exhale, come back down. Lovely. Taking that peaceful warrior. Left hand down, right arm up to the sky. Have that nice lengthening all the way through the right side body. Keep that right knee bent, the front knee bent. Try not to straighten into it. Stay with that breath and see what it's like in your breath now. Then come back to center and straighten into that front knee. Good. So straighten your front knee, your right knee, that's it. Heel toe the back foot in a little bit. Left hand onto the left hip and come into triangle pose. So reaching that right arm forwards, forwards. Once you can't go forwards anymore, that's when you bring that hand down. But keep your body as it is, keep the sides of the waist strong. Turn and open the left shoulder, and then the left hand comes up. So as much as you're reaching up with the left fingertips, you're stretching down with the right. You're getting these lines of energy between the top and the bottom hand. Obviously, if you've got bad shoulder, your shoulder's not feeling too good, the top shoulder, bring the hand behind you. You'll really be opening the side of the body. It's never worth straining your shoulders too much if you've got an injury. Good, next breath in, come back to center. How are we doing? Exhale, side angle, Parsvakonasana. So I remind you of all these Sanskrit terms. Bring your right elbow onto the knee, and then the left arm comes up and over. Let's take those circles as you exhale. Bring the fingertips towards the floor. Follow the hand with your gaze. Reach the hand up to the ceiling. Exhale as you come back down again. Press into both feet equally. Reach the arm up and then change direction. So exhale as you bring that hand back down behind you. Try not to let your body face the floor too much. Try and keep it facing the side. Good, exhale, come back down. And then stretch that arm over your ear. So the left arm is stretching over that left ear. Opening up the side body as much as you can, not letting yourself be pulled forwards. That's great, Kim. Looking good. Well done, Bev. Holding it steady. Stay with that breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Inhale, come back to center and straighten that front knee. Ooh. Turn the toes again to face the side. Don't worry if your back's facing me, just listen to my voice. Bring your hands behind you and interlace them so that you squeeze the backs of your shoulders together. Yes. Open up the front body. Make sure your feet are parallel again. And then as you breathe out, hinge from the hips and lead with your chin. As I always say, coming down with a nice straight back as much as you can. Bending the knees if you need to. Keep holding onto the arms. Don't worry if they're very close to your nose spine and they're not very far away from you. It doesn't matter. I just want you to feel an openness in the front body. A little bit of a stretch in front of the shoulders. Lengthen the back body. A little bit of inversion. And just breathe. All these different things going on in your body. Asking yourself to do these different actions. Just notice what your reaction is to it. Lovely. Take one more breath. Breathing in. And exhale. Release your hands underneath your face. Come up halfway lift on the next breath in. Looking forwards. And then exhale, hands onto your hips, hug the low belly in, come all the way up to standing. And then just simply turn those front toes to face front of the mat. Can't remember if they're left or right now, I think they're left. And then step the back foot to meet the front. They might have been the right. Find yourself into Tadasana again. How are you doing? Finding yourself into Tadasana, mountain pose. Oh, Sandra's here. Sandra's joined us at the last minute. Oh, bless. Find yourself in mountain pose. And let your breath be steady again. Breathing in and out. Remember that intention that you set. Good. Alright, and we're going to make our way down onto the mat. So reach your arms up. We're going to do it this way, reach your arms up, you know we love this way. Exhale, arms come out to the side, fold forwards. Lovely, breathing in, halfway lift. And then exhaling, bring your hands down, step back to downward facing dog, and then straight away find a tabletop and lower all the way down onto the mat. Good. From here, let's just take a Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath the shoulders. Then imagine pulling those elbows back towards your hips as you lengthen up through the front of the body, the core. You should feel a nice stretch here. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to just move and breathe through a few very simple core strengtheners before we come on to lengthening the front body a bit more. So breathe in here to start. And then as you breathe out, slowly start to lift your hips up, your thighs. Maybe stay on your knees, or else tuck your toes and find a low plank. Good, press into the forearms, inhale here, strong. And then exhale, bring your knees down if they're not already. Thighs come towards the mat. Hips come down, draw your heart through, look up or forwards. Lovely. Inhale here. We'll do this 3 more times. Exhale, start to lift the hips up, thighs, maybe stay on the knees. This is just perfect too. Or onto your feet in a low plank. Inhale here. And then exhale, bring your knees down, your thighs, pelvis, draw your heart through, find length in the front body. Good job. Breathe in. 2 more times. Exhale, start to lengthen through the tailbone, lifting the hips up, the thighs, maybe the toe coming onto the toes for that low plank, feeling into your shoulders as well, I'm sure. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Knees come down if they're not already, thighs come down, pelvis down, draw the heart through. Breathe in. 1 more time. Inhale. And then exhale, start to lift the thighs, maybe tuck the toes, lift the knees, maybe keep the knees down. Both are equally as good, just hug the low belly in. Breath in. And then exhale, knees down if they're not, thighs down, hips down, draw the heart through. Breathe in here. And breathe out, lower all the way down. Oh. Your shoulders might feel it a little bit, so just rest your arms out to the side, a little bit like a cactus arms. And then we're just going to stretch into the shoulder area. You've done a lot on your arms today. So bring your right elbow out to the side with your shoulder and your elbow in one line. I've done this a lot of times with you, like a cactus shape. And then your right fingertips are pointing forwards to the top of the mat, in line with the elbow. And then bring that right ear towards the mat, left hand on the inside of you. I'm going to face you so you can see me. And then turn and roll towards that left side, so that you're feeling a little bit of a stretch in this shoulder. Towards the right side, I should say. So you're rolling over towards that bent elbow. Sorry, getting my lefts and rights mixed up. I can't actually see you, but I hope you're getting this sort of stretch into that pec minor. As I said before to you, you know, that area is, that muscle can sometimes pull us forward a little bit, especially as we get older, and make us a little bit more rounded in our shoulders. So to open up this area is quite important. So just take a couple more breaths, especially when you've been doing a lot of vinyasas and a lot of sun salutations like you have today. Don't forget to breathe. Stay with that steadiness in your breath, breathing in and out throughout the whole time. Lovely. Just 1 more breath here. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Come back to center. And let's just simply take the other side. So bring that other elbow out so it's in line with your shoulder. And that the fingertips are pointing to the front of the mat. And bring that other ear onto the mat and roll over onto that side towards the bent elbow. So you can use the other hand to press down. Sometimes that helps. You don't have to go too far to really feel the benefit of this. So never feel like you need to go any further than your body is getting the right sensation. So often in yoga we try and look a certain way, but remember, we've all got different bodies. We've all had different things happen to our bodies, so you just have to listen. And when that sensation is telling you it's time to stop, then that's when you stop. Take 1 more breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Well done. Coming all the way back onto your belly. And then hands under your shoulders. Press yourself back. And find yourself standing on your knees. We're just going to take a nice heart opener to begin the day. Camel pose. So make sure that your knees, you stay hip width apart with your knees and they're not too wide. So make sure they're hip width apart, and you can tuck your toes under as well. That sometimes feels good to do that for balance. If you prefer, they can be untucked. Then bring your hands, protecting your lumbar spine, elbows squeeze in towards each other as the heads of the shoulders roll back and down. So keep the hands pressing on your low spine so that when you go into this heart opener, this back bend, you're not dumping all the weight into your low back. Ready? So take a breath in, start to lift the sternum up to the ceiling. And take a breath out. Keep reaching the hips forwards as maybe you look up to the ceiling. But if that doesn't feel good in your neck, keep the chin in neutral, keep looking forwards. Good. Just staying here for 3 breaths. You can bring your hands back to your heels if you feel that you have the space to do so without your hips going backwards like this. I don't want your hips going backwards. I want you to keep feeling that this is a lift through the sternum rather than going into your low back. Good. You can come out at any time you like. Just one more breath. Breathing in. And breathing out. And to come out, bring your hands onto your low back if they're not already there. Come back to center first. Untuck your toes and just sit back onto your heels. And just bring your hands, palms face up, onto your lap a moment. Close your eyes. Just notice your heart rate's going. Just notice those feelings. It's a big heart opener. And we're just going to do one of those this morning. Lovely. And then from here, lean forwards and just bring your feet to one side. Bend your knees. And then we're going to take a nice little twist before we take a forward fold. So straightening your right leg. Hopefully you can see me all right. Keeping that left knee bent. You're simply going to hold on to the left knee with your right hand. And then maybe the elbow comes around it and you hold on to the other arm. I'll come this way, this is easier for you to see. And then pull the elbows in the opposite directions to get a little bit taller in your spine. Keep the right toes flexing up and just twist to look behind you. So nothing too, don't have to go too crazy with a twist. Just get that sense of lift. And when you breathe out, see if you can soften the muscles in the belly and just let yourself twist from the middle of your spine, your thoracic spine here. Good. Take one more breath. Breathing in. Exhale, soften the belly. Maybe looking behind you. Lovely. Come back to center. Straighten the left leg and bend the right. And we'll do everything on the other side again. And so then wrap that right elbow around the knee. Hold, interlace the fingers, pull the elbows in opposite directions like you're really growing taller in your spine. Maybe you're active in the left toes, they're pointing up. Take a breath in and then exhale. You're twisting to look behind you if you like, or you can keep looking to the side. Softening the belly as you breathe out. Growing taller as you breathe in. And twisting from the thoracic part of your spine, where your sternum is. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Then come back to center. Straighten both knees to start with. We'll just take a nice forward fold to finish off. Bring the soles of your feet together. We're going to take a starfish. So they're not too close to your groin. Your feet aren't up like this in a Baddha Konasana bowed angle. They're further forwards. And then hands come underneath your lower shins. And then just start to allow your spine to round. So don't feel that you have to come down with a straight spine. Just let everything softly round. The crown of the head reaching downwards, but it doesn't matter how far you go. Just find a little bit of roundness, a bit of counter bending in your spine to that back bend that you did a moment ago. Maybe feeling a little bit on the inner thighs. And just scan through your body again, just like you did at the beginning of class. Notice if you're holding on to any areas of tension in your shoulders or your jaw. Soften them. Lovely, and just take one more breath here, breathing in. onto the outsides of your knees, bring your knees in, and then lower yourself down onto your mat. Come all the way onto your back, hug your knees in, maybe give yourself a little bit of a massage on your low spine, rock from left to right. Taking this last movement option before we find our last pose, our savasana. And you can also take a happy baby if you feel you want to feel into the hips a little bit by bringing the feet up to the ceiling, holding onto the outsides of the feet, maybe pulling the knees in towards your armpits and lengthening the tailbone a little bit longer, finding that spine in contact with your mat if you like, or maybe rocking side to side. Just you be a bit organic with this lovely pose. And when you're ready, allow both feet to come in front of you. Bring your arms to the sides, palms can face up. Ready for the day ahead, just to take a couple of minutes. I really encourage you, if you can, always take this Shavasana. Give yourself as long as you need. Take any little movements, maybe bringing your shoulders underneath you a bit more, maybe wiggling your hips a little bit. Softening the jaw, softening the eyes. Then remembering that intention if you set one. Remembering there that we can start to reset, we can find our routines, our rituals to help us through this time. Let your breath just be natural. I apologise for that. And just stay in your Shavasana as long as you like. I'm not going to guide you out, but I will be chatting to you on the other side. So have a lovely Sunday, and namaste.